come on, Don. The prescript is telling you to get magic ice cream? That's not fair. Hey, everybody, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we got to the point of getting ready for round 2 of the family hierarchy evaluation, and this time we will be beginning, but I might as well just see if I can get this and save myself 400 shards in the future. That'd be nice. No. Instead, we get C. Gregor. Damn. Get a heist show, and it's one that we already have. But on that note, I do have enough. I have enough thread to uptie 4. Good old Gregory. And yeah, we'll be fine. But yeah, let's hop on into the second round of the evaluation. And we should be fine. As is. Oh no, we're one level short. That actually might matter. We'll find out. The garden sorrowbearer, lament for the flower funeral. Flower rake in hand, teardrops in eyes. Carved blood-stained tears upon branches floral. I heard yesterday night from the garden a song of grief. An elegy for a flower and a bird departing. Avail not to hold the part in spring. Concerned it I become. He in the endless woe sounds relief. Do you understand now, child? There's nothing you can do. Thus, in the silent, windless sands, stood only the desolate ruins of a building, swept through and thoroughly destroyed by a brutal, unstoppable force that was determined to leave nothing in its wake. Remember the day Room came to the Kong family, who've brought this destruction upon themselves through their grave transgressions. To violate the laws of Hong Yuan is no tragedy. Such, it warrants no pity, only humiliation and scorn. The site of history stands as a monument to the inevitability of karma. So this is the annihilated Kong family's building? I far last Hong Lu having read the plaque on the building. Yes, it is. It's no longer in use. So everyone inside this building must have been... What kind of transgressions could they possibly have committed to deserve to be destroyed like this? There's something to lay waste to a building of such magnitude, with such totality, it cannot have been a mere strife between syndicates or fixers. Something must have happened here. Nothing less of a war to leave these ruins behind. You're right. It was unusual, even for the city. That's because the head was here. All the replies like it was the most obvious answer to a complicated question. The head. The Kong family broke a taboo. And the sweepers came to clean up everything that was left behind, to erase any sign of whatever that was that violated the taboo. The head must have been a really terrifying entity if the mere mention of it could cause the sinners to shrink so much. And as we were ambling aimlessly with this revelation. Oh, welcome to round 2 of the evaluation, brave contestants. A disembodied but sonorous and excited voice broke the silence of the speakers. As there were numerous complaints regarding the possible partiality issues with our previous host, please understand that I'll be taking over as the host for the start of the second round. Looks like this Jia Zhang got kicked off from the host seat. Oh, hold on a minute. There they. Don't tell me we've got a live audience. What initially appeared to be a dilapidated rooftop was revealed to be where the spectator seats were installed. They're filled to the brim to the point where I couldn't spot a single empty seat. It would be reasonable to assume that they are indeed spectators, considering the way the seats are arranged. There were some unfortunate troubles in the first round, yes, but hey, this is our once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to watch the family hierarchy evaluation live and in person. Is it worth it or what? We want to give as many people as possible the opportunity to witness this history in the making. Alrighty then, before we get this game rolling, let's give the contestants a round of applause and cheer. Let's let them meet this challenge as their best selves. No! Holy mackerel, what a shit show. Sitting on their asses, popping popcorn into their mouths while we're stuck shitting bricks down here. I'm sure they've been placing bets all night. If there are that many of them bet on us. I regret that. By the way, we're still indoors, right? Didn't we descend deep into a basement even if we did ride a lift upward? How come there's a blue sky above us? Hong will explain that we're still within the subterranean area of Hong Yuan, but most of the sinners are having a hard time believing it with the pale blue sky above them. Thus, the bright is limited to the affluent classes of Hong Yuan. Many have taken to installing artificial environments within their rooms. In fact, there are several buildings within Dagyuan Yuan decorated in much the same manner. Yeah, we're all taking to visit the others, similarly decorated. Always so sunny and green. It feels more like the outside than the actual outside. So, what's the that? I realized that what Roger was looking at was a parasol. It was installed in such a random place that I doubt it was actually there for anyone to sit under. Oh, that's a parasol. I don't know what a parasol is, alright? Ask me what that old thing is doing here all on its own. Well, he tilted his head, thinking. A real big shot who brought the clouds watched the whole thing from that seat. The four houses left the parasol there because they wanted it to be a lasting reminder. I wanted it for the main houses, too. Reminder? Reminder for what? No, it mustn't seek what's not familiar to us. And we should know our place, live the life we deserve, and part from this world the way we deserve, said the elders. Shall we enter now? While we all gaped about like fish out of water in this unfamiliar environment, Hong Lu casually walked ahead of us into the building like he was out on a mundane stroll. Now you said you heard it all from the family elders, but you saw everything that happened here, didn't you? All of it. Hong Lu paused, then turned around. Yeah, I probably did. I'm starting to have less and less idea as to what this smile really means. So I don't know if this is actually the case. I have to double check with a lot of the earlier sprites. I feel like Hong Lu's eye gradually grows dimmer, especially like with the fact of him, you know, wanting to, like him slowly losing his desire for existence, basically. We'll get more details on that. You are granted at least that, because Hong Lu, I think he's fixed for every battle. You are required to bring Hong Lu always. So they at least give you the fact that you're not going to have to rely on having him, fully leveled, but we still have him. Which means that the results of the second round of the family hierarchy evaluation will be the final results of the event. In other words, the contestant who comes first place in this round will become our next honored and venerable hierarch. As I speak, I've just been informed the candidates have all arrived safely to their starting positions. Now, are we ready to get round 2 rolling? Don Quixote was the only one who gave an enthusiastic reply. Now, what must be done? Well, go for the first battle. We'll see what else. It's supposed to be a simple after battle, isn't it? Oh my! Let's wait for some hot-headed contestants who are raring to go before my introductions are complete. But don't you think it would be helpful for you to hear the full set of rules and regulations before we get into the game? You heard her. Dear candidates, please inspect the area near your entrance. Points to locate a bundle of coins with a rope threaded through them. This must be what the voice speaketh of. What might be the purpose of these round curiosities? Money? Hey, that's that familiar jingle jangle. It's some sort of local currency. Guys, those just told us to let her finish, didn't she? And now those coins have just become the most important thing in the world. Want to know why, friend? That's because from this moment on, these coins represent how much life each of the contestants have left. Life tokens, if you will. That must be the case to take these tokens of life, young Hong Lu. Thy life dependeth on thee. Blood drained from Don Quixote's face as she hastily tried to return the bundle of coins to Hong Lu, but he casually snatched it out of her hand. Let me see that, lass. Look at the coins with down to actual cash. Are these life tokens again? By nice to be wondering something like, so how are these life tokens again? And you would be absolutely right to ask that question. Allow me to now explain the rules of the second round of the family hierarchy evaluations. Each candidate must keep their coins secured by the rope threaded through them and attached bundle to their waists. Hiding them, swallowing them, hanging them only some of them on your waist and keeping the rest in your pockets. Basically any behavior that does not allow them to be on full display at all times is cause for disqualification. It's qualification. Oh wait, take this rope now. Quit faffing about and tie it on your waist. Wait, you the one who snatched it away? Each of you have been given 3 coins at the start of the game. If you lose all your coins, you'll be immediately eliminated. A young Ishmael, as I was said, the desperate's not upon the bundle of coins. Never let this not be undone. I'm already. I don't think there's any need to hurry. In the second round, you have a total of 2 hours to collect as many coins as you can. You might want to get on with it, because the candidate's rank is to be decided by the number of coins they each have. So that's how I'm supposed to hang it. Be careful with that. Relax. You have a sword coming through its staying point. I've seen to that. 3 coins now hung from Hong Lu's waist, threaded by a rope. And with that, let the second round of the hierarchy evaluation commence. The second round begins, and the 2-hour time limit begins to count down. So we will get 3 coins, and Hong Lu gets a little bit of extra damage for every coin. It's not anything like super significant, but it's at least something. It's one thing to keep our coins as safe as possible from any candidates when I come across, but it also means our only means of getting more candidates by taking them from the other candidates. Good point. Let's reform a new rule-made game, let's also prioritize taking as many coins as we can from other candidates. I've said that our ranks are decided by how many coins we have. The subject of the first round of the hierarchy evaluation has been an open secret for a long time. To find a clue toward freedom from aging and death. However, the only information that's been made public regarding the second round of the evaluation is that it will be a martial contest. Indeed, there may be secret rules or rules that the host has intentionally neglected to reveal to us. However, it is of high likelihood, in terms of informational advantage, all participants in this game are equally under-equipped. So it's a prediction that, should we engage in our usual form of confused brawls, we should at least place somewhere in the middle of the pack. Don't be such a downer, Faust. We gotta make it to the top 2 at least to get what we came here for. At least we're not under attack yet. The Claire gingerly scouts the surrounding area, anxious that another cannon might suddenly jump out of nowhere and snatch all Honglu's coins away. Not even moving detected yet. Otis muttered something similar as she marched forward, on high alert and standing protectively next to Honglu's bundle of coins. Not sure if it's a good thing, but at least the huge size of the building means we won't be running into other cannons left and right. People machines, they're everywhere. I'm seeing some people making threatening gestures at the cameras up here, but please be informed of this rule. You break a camera, you pay up with a coin of your own. I'm pretty sure she just made up that rule. We should be able to keep moving my file in this hallway. About everything, Honglu remains calm. Oh, you've been here before, haven't you? I have, but I don't suppose any other candidates have. Oh, it's that big brother Chew, maybe. Besides, anyone who ever set foot in here already? Honglu stopped. At least we won't have to worry about getting lost, so that's nice. He was absolutely about to spill something before he decided to bite his tongue, right? So, guys, I have this weird sinking feeling I can't seem to shake. Daguan Yuan, that place was huge, right? Like, stupidly huge, right? Like, think about it. We chatted a while on that panel before we even got anywhere near Honglu's room. We only have deer frolicking in the garden, a whole lake to themselves. Right, so why were they holding a family hierarchy evaluation in some creepy abandoned building like this when they got more than enough space to spare there? Simple. March deserves an exhibition of equal extravagance. Okay, but why? Why drag us all the way out here? It's almost like trying to show us something. Show us what? The pride and glory of Daguan Yuan, and the cautionary tale of the house of the Calling family. And the prospective hierarch and the other cannons will be reminded of their downfall. We weren't asking you, intruder. Here to ambush us? The sinners all immediately took defensive, saying that the sudden appearance of a different candidate. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to fight you guys. Saw you guys earlier, back during the first round. I also saw that interesting healing method of yours. Guessing that's what you used to get past the first round of the Hierarch War. Do you know this guy, Honglu? No. I think he's from the Wang family, though I haven't exchanged many words with him before. Wang Zhao. I'm not surprised that you don't know who I am. It's not like I gave you much chance to get to know me. He's always the type that prefers sitting in my room and passing the time reading books. He's not here to fight. Is he here to make an alliance? Listen here, fella. We're not here to make any friends, alright? We've had enough bad experience with it as is. Yeah, definitely. I get you guys. I'm not here to make an alliance either. So I thought maybe we could at least travel together, given our goals don't seem to clash. I'm naturally here looking to become the next hierarch. My goal is, how should I put this? More like wanting to become Pao in a game of Jiangxi. I have enough self-awareness to know that even a Zhu is too much for me. Well, let me give you a demonstration. Catch. Marceau definitely snatched the coin out of the air with only one hand. Yeah, nice catch, Mer. Is this a real coin? Like one of those life tokens or whatever? Free to buy into if you don't believe me. Alright, buy into it! That method of material is certain is ineffective for coins not made from soft metals such as gold. Why do you just... You sure this is a good strategy? Well, I'm sure dear host has something to say about that. That was voice buzzed from the speaker not long after Wang Zhao's reply. Ken is willing to hand over his coin to another. Of course, the Ken's argument is to trade coins and favors amongst each other without necessarily having to take them by force. We use to convince others to do your bidding or use them to formulate various other strategies. The decision to use coins as representations of tokens is symbolically appropriate. I was doesn't immediately catch on to what's going on, huh? Took a moment to react to what Ryosho was doing in front of that camera, too. Highlighted starting observation, executive manager. Appears that she chimes in to add commentary based on the actions of each candidate. Let's keep the audience informed of the actions of the candidate. You have to take the coins by force after all. Wang Xiao muttered some satisfaction once the speakers fell silent again. Would you like to have this back now? Don't worry about it. Consider it my token of appreciation for helping me figure out the game. Sure. Thanks for the coin, I guess. But sure it's a good strategy to just give away your coin like that? Probably not if my goal were to come in first place, but like I said earlier, I'm more of a prey animal than a predator. Prey animals like myself have to remain highly aware of our surroundings and observe. And once you get good enough of that, you see what to the prospective candidates should hold the most coins. And that's my strategy. And that's us, huh? Saying we're the team that deserves to hold the highest number of coins? Hey, I'm starting to feel pretty optimistic. It's really refreshing to have finally have someone recognize us like this, you know? Trying to butter us up. This man is just another boring old wheedling schemer. Still, we're already at 4 coins right from the get-go. I'd say it's a good start, right? Imagine coming up in first place at this rate. And you say, information advantage should be a pretty significant variable this early in the game. I follow you, seek my chance to feel out the game while you gain information. It's a win-win, right? We both get what we want, and we'll go our separate ways when the time's right. What should we do? I don't think you look agile enough to stab us in the back and steal our coins. Sinclair asks, giving Wang Zhao a side-eye. I think he makes a decent case. It's not like he's offering to an alliance out of the blue. Like you said, I think it's a nice win-win strategy for both parties. Decision 0 as executive manager. It doesn't seem like he has any ulterior motives. That's we could use his superior numbers to demand more coins from him in return from letting him copy us. And profit of 1 additional coin has already been secured. If alliance with this individual causes you concern, it would be a rational choice to simply cut ties while we are ahead. Sinner's arguments all sounded pretty reasonable, so I tried to signal Hong Lu, the actual candidate of the family hierarchy war, but... Any thoughts on this, Hong Lu? I think they all sound pretty nice. His reply is terse, cheery, and thoughtless. It seems to me he's still unwilling to make a single choice. To accept his offer. Otis, please keep an eye out for any signs of betrayal. You may place the utmost faith on me to carry out that task, executive manager. See this, Wang Zhao? Okay, Zhao Bao Yu. Nuts. Still a favorite child of Daguan Yuan? Zhao Bao Yu extends his greetings to you. Ah, welcome, little Bao Yu. It's been a while, Bao Yu. Answer them, Bao Yu. You're a good boy. Okay. Still as pretty and lustrous as always. He truly is the unchanging, precious deed of Daguan Yuan. You must be so happy to have him, Venerable Zhang. So, he's that Zhao Bao Yu kid? Oh, really? I thought he looked more special. I guess he's actually pretty unimpressive in person. Yeah, Mom told me about him. Shush, child, you can't just talk to him. I just think he looked at me. So why do they all love him so much? Dunno, maybe they painted his insides with gold or something. It must be nice to be loved and coddled by everyone the moment you're born. But why does he look so gloomy? A child will never suffer once to his dying days. And I envy for him, but I don't know. I don't know why he's such a smileless child. I think there's memories for Clockhead's Eyes only. Why can we see it too? Saw it too. Here's the gradual reconstruction of the golden bows expanding down to his ability to peer into the fathoms. Is it? I'm not so sure myself. That's enough for now, Dante. Perhaps these powers will become controllable in the future, to be used as one sees fit. Didn't think this how I'd be sharing my childhood with everyone. Wang Zhao also made it into the dungeon of the fathoms alongside the rest of us. He must have seen Hong Lu's past as well. What are you guys all standing around for? Tell me your strategy is to sit here and wait for the whole thing to blow over, is it? But it seemed that the vision was for our eyes only. Like the Hong Lu we know, the younger version of him, did not even have a trace of that familiar smile. His eyes were fixed to the ground in silence, and that was all he did. There's something I do want to bring up later on, that I think is interesting to note, we'll say. So we'll go... something along those lines, I think. We won't take this episode too long, but I think this is just Picatula. It's like, why are the Picatula here? But, whatever, it's fine. It's basic Picatula. It's not going to be difficult. The dilapidated wall blocks our path. There's a vice on it with a label that says pick up your entry cards here. Next to it is a dial of sorts. You know, it's like they won't let us through so easily. They don't particularly go to these vices. I can't seem to figure it out. We can interface with it. Gluttony check. But we're just going to have Hong Lu with his 95% chance to succeed. Actually, I think it might have been guaranteed. Yeah, whatever. Hong Lu fiddles with the dial for a bit, then with a loud noise of stone grinding against stone, the device activates. Authorization granted. Printing an entry authorization card. Then card slips out of the machine. It should open a new path for us, probably. So this allows us to ignore having to do another fight. And especially because... oh no, it leads us right into there. Because that... I think it was just that looks like a path out to another one, but it lets us... it allows us to keep our SP going to the next room. which I thought was a fight, but apparently not. We traversed down the hallways Hong Lu found, walking in awkward, depressed silence, until Wang Zhao broke it. Been meaning to ask, are the rumors true? What rumors? The rumors that Zhachi Chu lost her high show pack. Who knows? That was something valuable. I might just hand over another coin. Wang Zhao suggested, gesturing broadly at the coins dangling from himself. Unfortunately, I lost touch with Zichun after I arrived in Hong Yuan. So I don't know any details myself. Alright, I guess we'll see in due time. Because losing your high show pack is a bigger loss than losing a limb. If the rumors are true, then she must be having a pretty hard time out there. Zichun, I wonder if she's doing okay. She'll be okay like always. She's a plucky one after all. Somehow, Hong Lu ended up comforting Sinclair. As we continued down the hallway, chatting, we've eventually found ourselves before a shut gate. It's inside. Damn. Oh well. We'll do this fight and then end the episode off. This place looks like a laboratory. There's nothing left. Not even a faint blood fragrance. As in scurrying rat. A rat? Know who you're talking to before you insult them! Who are you? We're a different candidate's clan. I'm Bao of the Zhao family. Hong Lu extended a placid greeting. I thought you had 12 companions, Zhao Yu. What's this Wang guy doing here? You've already made an alliance, a thing like you? But we're not allies. Doesn't seem like he's buying it. Doubt he ever will. So who is he, Hong Lu? He's, I'm pretty sure he's from the Shi family, so she... she... There was an awkward silence. Hua? Come on, man, Hua. Thanks for the help, so she, Hua, something. Good, you're getting there, you're getting over. Now let's... What the hell are you guys doing? Forget it, who gives a shit anyways? If every candidate indeed has the same number of coins, I should prioritize finding weaker candidates like you to steal from. It's beyond me why you even got the guts to throw your hat into the ring for the family hierarchy war out of nowhere. Last I heard, you were roaming the city like some unemployed lout spending years holding up in Daguan Yuan. So what brings you here, huh? Had enough of your city tour. Luckily, I never had a moment aboard. I found so many mobs and interesting things out there. Like, you know there are people who sleep out there in the roofless rooms? Asshole, you think you're fun? I swear, I'm gonna eliminate you here. I'll make friends, you sure know how to make friends, young mess about you. So, one of the big disappointments with Kanto 8, or I should more accurately say, with Season 6? 6. Is that we get a lot of interesting NPCs. They're not necessarily like the most important NPCs. Shihua something, for example. I mean, we literally don't get his name here. He's he is in character, very unmemorable. But we just don't get anything for him. We don't get anything for Wang Zhao. We're going to see a couple more interesting characters, unique characters that, again, we just didn't end up ever getting in the, as IDs, even though, they're not the most interesting thing out there. Saying that's a given is disingenuously wording it, but it's something, right? But instead you get a lot of, literally faceless characters, non-characters, really, with, again, the C branch, we're not going to see them for a while. The Yellow branch, we never see. Okay, we see a silhouette of the Yellow branch. The Wei branch, I think that's Don Quixote's. The Wei branch we never see at all, even in silhouette. While you get a lot of cool designed characters, at least, we'll say, that you just don't get anything from, that at least are some sort of character with a lot of the family hierarchy candidates. And I had mentioned before that in Mirror Dungeon, the Zachichun Ishmael basically has a unique ego gift. It's technically an ego gift for family hierarchy candidates, which there's only the one of. So it's like there's a lot of potential in there that they just don't use. And like Xihua, he's using a charge ID, which charge always is in a state of needing to find something to make it a little bit more interesting. But right now, even just from an aesthetic standpoint, he's getting something where he's got a morphing sword. And if you want to even go with the aspect of, okay, he's someone who's very not special. He's literally just forgotten by his name. You have Roja, whose whole thing is that she isn't special. Her whole thing is, damn, I want to be something special. And being someone who you literally forget the name of, even though they're right there next to you. Even if they're literally trying to tell you what their name is, you can't remember. So, like, you have that tie-in there, but instead Roja gets a C branch, which you already have with Gregor. They came out in the same banner, sure, so it's not exactly the same. But there's Wang Zhao, for him, maybe a little bit more, but if you want to go like a tactician route, you could have Otis, who technically, does she even have a Season 6 ID in general? I don't think she does, because Haisho is Nocturnal Sweeping, which is Season 5, but like, these characters have enough to them that you can make IDs with them. But instead, they're just kind of, again, we get generic enemies. We get non-enemies. We get a season of 2 stars, basically, in terms of notability. Like, Mao Faust, obviously 3-star. Honglu, 3-star. There's 2 adepts, or 2 more adepts other than just Faust with Yisong and Heathcliff. Sure, those are fine. The Zichun Ishmael, sure. Ryoshu's other, okay. Technically, it's not a Haisho, but she has a passive. It's a Lin Daiyu ID. I'll just say that now since we've met Lin Daiyu. But it's basic, like it's but it works. It still works with all of the stuff in terms of the Honglu capstone. Still works with all that. So that's a 3-star. But like, again, there's a lot that are just, you could do so much more with the season, and it felt really disappointing. The Haisho are, I do think the Haisho are cool, but they're so horribly managed. Season 6 was just kind of rough in terms of its IDs, because everything really, a lot of the Haisho does rely on Honglu, and the Haisho characters are non-existent. So, big complaint there. I do agree with it. As we meet more higher-rank candidates, I'll probably bring up who I think would be interesting to have as IDs. But yeah, Wang Zhao is Otis. Xihua something as Roja. Now hand over your entire coin bundle. Cough up, but don't have many. But if you take all my coins, I'll be eliminated. Exactly. Are limited candidates subject to summary execution here? That wasn't a rule. Looks like some candidates have finally had some exciting runs with one another. As a reminder, the goal of this game is to collect as many coins as possible within the given time limit. Sure, cooperation and alliance are well and good, but when negotiations go up in smoke, might becomes a pretty reliable fallback plan. Don't you worry, those are shadows of Hong Yuan riding the corners of the arena. we'll safely get any cornless cannons out of the building. By the way, resisting them was kind of a terrible idea. I hear they're faster to act than talk. Must have placed the high show here. What the hell? That's bullshit! Of course, if you lost more than your coins, your life, for example, I suppose the high show will be escorting your corpse out here instead. You heard her. Like to have your corpse escorted out, or would you rather leave here on your own accord? Fine. Coins are all yours. Take them all. A cannon from the Sheep family has been eliminated out of the game when an overwhelmingly dominating display of charisma from the opposing candidate's clan member. If you've been eliminated, please come out to the hallways, forfeit your weapons, and wait for further instructions. Please note that any eliminated candidate loses all rights and privileges appertaining to candidates of the family hierarchy evaluations. And I remember his name's Shi Huazen. Alright, 7 coins, huh? Not bad. Let's wrap this up ASAP and get the heck out of this creep house. We're beset in all directions by sorrow and tragedy. Appears to have been a laboratory for an unknown purpose. Sung's eyes scan over the various machines that are messily strewn about the room. Calling family's laboratory, most likely. Yeah, saw the plaque earlier. Apparently the entire family got completely annihilated, presumably breaking a taboo or something. Going by what Honolulu said earlier and gathering from everything we've heard about the Calling family so far, it sure sounds like they're all dead. It was in the time before the Xiao family wielded as much power as it does now. The Calling family really was something back then. Putting a constant stream of new, groundbreaking boluses with all kind of unique qualities can't have been easy. But somehow they managed it back then. This Calling family had made such an impressive contribution to the city as a whole, even past the boundaries of Hongyuan itself. The families had no choice but to watch and awe as it stood like a mountain so far above them. And they delved into various research subjects here. Well, despite all that glory, what awaited them at the end was a tragedy. There's no record or evidence of any kind that could tell us exactly what kind of experiments they carried out down here. Nope, all got purged. Anything to do with their experiment has been practically atomized by the claws that came here. Perhaps in search of the novel, they failed to notice the avarice spiraling out of control, recurring development among those whose passion is research. For a while, people from the high and mighty families of Hongyuan refused to even look in the general direction of this building. That was heretical, that would bring them misfortune. Of course, I was still pretty young then, so all this is just what the adults told me. Do you recall out from the Honolulu? I was also very young, like 10 years old, so my memories aren't very clear. But I do. I recall. I recall the day when the weight of avarice broke both the heavens above and the earth beneath the Kong family and smote them. But my existence is fragile as paper, bound to fade away into nothingness just as they have. So, guess what? We should always be mindful of excess, to empty ourselves that will not overflow. I always spoke so calmly and clinically about the day when countless lives were lost. Thank you so much again, everyone who's here today, for the Kong family and Hongyuan's eternal prosperity. Must be recording from before the Kong family's complete annihilation. Let this experiment be another resounding success for us, so that everyone in Hongyuan will be a step closer to achieving immortal life. Do know that our success is a guarantee, so we would like to ask all research personnel to put their best into every project. Do you see now? Not a matter of formula, but rather the process. The order of formulation diminished the efficacy of your previous bonus. Let me demonstrate by example. Directly mixing 2 diametrically opposed ingredients, safflower, which carries an element of fire, with fleece flour, which carries an element of water, because repelling reaction. What does the Kong family do in such a case?
Use white peony or gold in between the addition of either ingredient so that they may coexist.
Yes, rudimentary application of the bolus production methodology. However, one thing we must know is that the law followed by our ingredients are not defined solely by the 5 phases of the trigrams. Though the 5 phases are correctly aligned, ingredients each imbued with elements of the sexagenary cycle, distinguished both by the heavenly stems and the earthly branches, all exhibit different effects. Another aspect of this art is to consider that space-time itself is a variable that modifies the laws in which yin and yang operate. Thus, even if the same recipe were to be followed to the letter, the hour, the minute, and the second, then with both combined, affects its quality and its characteristics. So that's why following the same family recipes can yield boluses of varying effects. You must also remain wary of where one stores the boluses once they're completed, and to when you must remove them from shade. Do keep in mind that a wise forger of boluses always remains acutely aware of the harmony and discord that exists between ingredients.
You certainly have an exceptionally high degree of expertise when it comes to boluses. I cannot help but always depend on you so. You're the only person who could ever come up with such an innovative way to forge these boluses.
You've managed to untangle the side effect in a matter of moments, when we've struggled with it for months. Cannot help but feel a tinge of shame before your skill. Consider this boon good karma for your vast and profound generosity. It's all thanks to your wisdom and acting, Venerable Jamu. You deserve every reverence and admiration for coming this far, armed with nothing but your skill and wit. As they admire your achievements, they'll find hope as well. Of course. None could have possibly foreseen that the declining Shi family would produce the next hierarch after all. Especially someone without a proper clan. That's not what I intended to say, Venerable Jamu. If I offended you by any chance, worry not, for you've spoken true. I understand it was all thanks to the Kong's family generosity that I could rise. No better than anyone you could have easily eliminated me. Than any one of you. I know better than anyone that you could have at least easily eliminated me before I had the chance to ascend to the seat of a family hierarch. And you would have done so had you wished to further solidify the Kong family's position here.
In fact, our hearts were truly stirred by the moment's unexpected outcome of the family hierarch war. You've clutched victory with nothing but wisdom when all odds were against you. Not to mention that we are greatly appreciative of the assistance you have so graciously provided us. Save your compliments, please. I'm only honored that you saw any use for my insignificant tricks. After all, a collective pursuit is to prolong the eternal prosperity of Hong Yuan, is it not? Grandma, making new boluses again? Indeed, little Bao Yu. There's karma to be repaid. So do I have to keep coming with you, Grandma? Yes, this beautiful scenery will not be complete without you as its witness. If we come to this place with regularity, Hong Yu. Yeah, grandmother often brought me here to play, hand in hand. Well, you guys done collectively spacing out? I'm thinking while you were gone. And I've come up with something quite interesting. So, since the results of the second round are decided by only when time's up, I'm sure there are candidates out there coming up with strategies like collect a moderate amount of coins, find a nice hidden corner, lie low, wait until everything blows over, and we might just walk away with a decent rank. You know what I mean? Many points failed to that plan, but it would indeed be an appropriate strategy for candidates who are not so confident about their odds in open combat. Right? But here's the thing. Wouldn't it make for such a boring show if most of the candidates are just hiding and doing nothing for the majority of the game? I mean, they even made the show of gathering an audience for the song and dance. Must be... Sensed a very subtle vibration the moment we walked out of the lab and into the hallways. Wang Zhao must have felt it too. Stopped his tracks and looked around. You guys hear that? That's where our brief fellowship comes to an end. That was a short but sweet exchange, Xiao Yu. I don't think you're the ones who should hold the most coin. What? It's the game's end. I hope we'll all find what we came here for. We weren't planning on sticking with him through the entire round, but son, huh? It's better than full-on betrayal. We're going our separate ways just like that? There's no time to spare worrying about him. Attention! Full speed sprint for the 3 o'clock direction. Go, go, go! Well, oh, at least tell us what's going on. I swear, the walls are rising from the floor. And the host's cheerful voice began booming from the speakers, decidedly explaining the situation. Let's keep things interesting with a new rule. And this one's for you, dear viewers, who must have been bored out of your minds with how safe the candidates have been playing things. Starting now, walls are going to start closing off rooms and corralling our candidates at every set interval, shrinking the arena. If you somehow end up trapped in a room, or if you fail to make it all to the shrinking arena, well, that's an elimination, of course. Of course. Looks like it's real chaotic out there. Try not to push your luck and get yourself stuck between the walls, okay? It'd be one hell of a cleanup job to have to scrape and scrub off your bits of the wall. Better get moving. We began sprinting at full speed to where the walls were starting to rise from the floor. The host saw snidely, a chipper tone, taunting us the whole time. It's like some of you didn't make it. You're so close to an outright by a cannon who's been separated from her clan in the chaos. Oh, try to leave your coin in the chaos. And so, with the revelation that this is a Battle Royale, we will end things off here, and next time, continue on through the game. But until then, see you guys later.